Hey everybody, what's going on? We are here with a timeless reading. Welcome. We are starting off with the Magician and the Sun. Okay. With the Magician and the Sun, it can be something important, an important concept, an idea, an intention that you have that's coming to light. And this can be something that feels very exciting. It can be something that you feel a lot of power behind. We also have the Ten of Wands though, which can say that there may be a lot of work that would be entailed. It feels like having something that you want to take on and feeling like it's something that you feel very, very excited about, or have a lot of energy that you want to put into, or even realizing this is something that I want to do, this is something that I want to experience, this is something that I want to create. And with that, there can be a lot of vigor, there can be a lot of passion, there can be a lot of excitement that's involved in that. And also from a standpoint of the energy that would have to be put in, you can know as well that it will take a lot of energy. So you can be, it feels like a lot of different things that are felt, that are connected with this. I'm seeing the Hierophant and the High Priestess coming out. You may break out of what would be seen as the norm of a process, and I get this sense of maybe going a different way, maybe even going off the path a bit, like maybe changing something. This even feels like something that was more set in stone that's changing a bit. Because the way that the Hierophant and the High Priestess were coming out, it almost looked like they were somewhat reversed. And with that, it can be like, rather than going down this known familiar path or way of doing things, or the way that things have sort of been forged, you can actually be choosing to find your destination by discovering a new path, not going down the like normal path that would be taken. It's like some type of eccentric combination when these energies are together, because Hierophant and the High Priestess are counterparts, but like seeing both of them reversed, it feels like as a unit these things are being reversed. So this can be a point in a time of discovery, and it can be a time as well where rather than doing the norm, or rather than doing what's normal, what's familiar, what is the usual for this scenario, you can be feeling called to do something more eccentric here. Something more unknown, something undiscovered. And maybe that's just what you feel is like your way here. It kind of feels like, you know, those magnetic things where it's like the magnets move under and then the pieces go on top and they like follow a certain track. I feel like you're getting off of that here. Like your excitement is creating something else, or your interest or your draw or your pull is creating something that pulls you off of that path. You're gonna be forging your own path here. It just feels like being pulled off the path that like most everyone else would go down doing something like this. And maybe that's what brings the pressure in, knowing that it's going to take extra work. Because not only are you going down a path, and not only do you have a destination that you're moving in the direction of, but you also are creating the path as you go. I feel like sort of flipping the norm on its head. And so no wonder you can be feeling tired but still not wanting to give up. Knight of Wands is that passion, excitement, energy within you. Four of Cups is when you start feeling drained. Seven of Wands is saying, yes, that's going on, and still I don't want to give up on this because I have an intention here and I'm not going to give up. I have something that I want to create. I'm not going to give this up. This is something that it's strenuous. It takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of energy, but I don't want to give up. And I feel like you can be going back and forth between like energy and excitement and expression and initiation and then resting, and you may be like sort of toggling between the two of those. That being said, I'm looking at Eight of Cups and I'm looking at Five of Wands, which can feel like you may not feel totally comfortable or satisfied with the current situation, and you can also feel too like something has to be worked out, and it can feel like in order to make a move here, there's just stuff that has to be addressed. It doesn't feel simple. It doesn't feel like a simple yes or no. For some of you too, there can be different parts of you that maybe you feel are on some different pages here, and you may want to synchronize a bit more, and that may be needed in order for you to move forward. I'm saying something about things being, a move being counterintuitive, feeling counterintuitive. Also too, when the Hierophant is reversed, and I'm seeing that be connected with Eight of Cups, this can mean that something just feels like very incompatible, and that there's not going to be like the right rhythm found, and that if something is too incompatible, and this can be value type stuff, values, like the norm, that something is too incompatible and that there's not enough like nutritious value. If you need to be like fed by something being compatible but feeling like that's not being found, it can be that you need to do something different or do something else. That's making sense to me for having the Hierophant reversed with Eight of Cups. Because when the Hierophant is upright, you can see that as values that can be married, that can have a marriage and be harmonious. But when the Hierophant is reversed, this can be like irreconcilable differences. It can just be something that with the Hierophant, it doesn't have to be everything the same, but there needs to be compatibility there so things can work together. But with the Hierophant reversed, it feels like you believe in this, I believe in that, or this holds value to me and this holds value to me, and they're being just different things that feel like they keep clashing with one another. And it can feel too like maybe some sort of depth hasn't been fully reached here. I'm not saying that if, like, let's say that this has to do with you and another person. This can mean that, like, if everybody was in their purest energy, maybe there would be more of a compatibility, but this can say there are some things that maybe haven't been totally worked through, and it's leaving everyone in different places where there's clashing, and it's not totally working. I think, like, I don't think that this is the end result, but it feels like how things are right now, and all we can really do is go based off of what the deal is right now anyway. This can be some type of clashing with Venus within the chart. This can be some type of clashing within Moon within the chart. If this is about your synastry with another person, it can be something where there's a lack of receptivity and a lack of compatibility. I even feel like maybe with Magician and the Sun, we have Mercury and we have the Sun. There can be some type of conversation even that came to light, something that was expressed, something that was said, and it could have really highlighted differences and differences that feel incompatible even within the personal life, within everybody's personal life. And then having that Knight of Wands, which is usually excited, can feel Four of Cups, which is like losing that. And then the Seven of Wands can be that line between, am I just being defensive and stubborn here, or am I fighting for something important? And it can feel too like Ten of Wands and Seven of Wands can be like, I don't have any more energy to give. I've been fighting and I've been not giving up and I've been standing up for this and I've been doing everything that I can. And having that Ten of Wands can be like, I'm about to lose power. I'm about to be at 0% and I got nothing left. And within that feeling, that Eight of Cups can be, it's time for me to migrate. It's time for me to move forward. This just isn't working. And so I don't want to stand in something that I don't like. I don't want to stand in something incompatible anymore. And this can feel like a conflict initially emotionally until we cut through and get to the core essence of this. And then it doesn't seem like a conflict so much anymore. It feels like attachment versus truth, maybe. Something like that. And I think too, one needing to maybe articulate this. Queen of Pentacles is the part of you that you know what your values are and you know what your needs are and what it takes for them to be met versus when they are unmet, when they are going unmet, how that impacts you, how that impacts the quality of life, what you prefer, what you don't prefer. And then King of Swords is going to be initiating conversations associated with that, advocating, saying the difficult things to say. And knowing that if one truly wants to manifest this vision that they have of their life, they're going to need to step up and say something now. Action needs to be taken. And the motivation is that you can live the life that you want to live, that it can be of the quality that you want it to be of. And to show up for that part of yourself. And it can be really shedding light on this ongoing conflict, and there can be a feeling of disinterest, I think, in dealing with this, but only when one is disconnected from themselves. Because when you're in a place of true soulful connection, you're ready to take action on behalf of this part of yourself that will not scream. It will be something that speaks to you, but you have to be tuned into the station to listen. And it can feel like you're at the end of your rope here with the Ten of Wands. Like, I think that I've had enough here. I think I've had enough of the stress. I think I've had enough of the turmoil. I think I've had enough of the overexertion of energy. And I don't want to be in that cycle anymore. And so Ten of Wands, of that, like, day in and day out being pushed past my limit, that Eight of Cups can be, I'm done with that cycle. I've taken what I've needed from that. And I don't want to be within this anymore. And this is about standing up for, we have Seven of Wands here, standing up for your values. What holds importance to you by finding those answers and not dismissing them either. I do feel like this can be a very big revelation that you're having about your values and about reciprocity. And also too, when we have Taurus and we have the moon here with the Hierophant and High Priestess, but it's coming out reverse, this can be saying emotionally, I'm not feeling stable, I'm not feeling secure, I'm not feeling like I'm getting what I need. Because moon in Taurus is exalted. That means I feel safe, I feel secure, I feel steady, I feel like I'm being taken care of. Like I have what I need. Like I am nourished and I'm full. So that I can then express what I need to express, that I have received what I need to receive, that I am receiving what I need to receive, then this can be a very big moment of emotional clarity that is coming to light, where it feels like your brain and your heart are communicating with one another, and there's light being shed on your true needs, what your moon really needs. And then in taking the reverse energy and putting it upright, it's about making these changes and taking action in a way where you do feel like you're satisfying yourself and fulfilling yourself. And understanding why you'd maybe been feeling out of it, why you maybe hadn't been feeling emotionally energized, why maybe you'd been feeling less creative, less inspired, why maybe for some of you, you could have been feeling down. You could have been feeling like a lackluster type of energy. Could have felt depressed in your thinking even. And it can be by sticking around within something that does not truly speak to you, by something that does not truly resonate with you. And it's about what's compatible and what's not compatible. Like, in a way, it's not really personal, even though this can be feeling very personal. This can also highlight what you've been feeling and sort of knowing all along, but it can be something where you're like, it's like one of those truths that you can hear it and know that it's the truth, and at the same time be like, like that's the truth. It may not be something that you feel extremely energized by. After the fact, like when you act on it, you will like the outcome of it, but it can be one of those ones that it's hard to really hear that. It can be that part of you that doesn't really want to listen to what your emotions are telling you, doesn't want to really listen to what your divine intelligence is telling you. Because it highlights something that needs to be resolved, and something that you feel within you is not in this situation. Finding the answers to know what you need to do for yourself, and I think finding it within you to take action and to do it for you. And to not compromise in ways that are uncompromisable. Because there's a difference between being flexible versus compromising a necessity. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.